At 11:52 p.m., a 911 operator answered a call that lasted only 6 seconds. A frightened woman whispered, "Please don't say my name." Then, the line went silent. The operator called back immediately. No answer. The GPS location showed a quiet neighborhood outside Seattle. Police were dispatched. When officers arrived, every light in the house was on. The front door was wide open, but there wasn't a single person inside. On the kitchen table, a phone was still connected to 911. Police searched every room. Nothing looked out of place. Dinner was still warm on the table. The TV was still playing, but the house was completely empty. Then one officer noticed something strange. A bedroom closet door was slightly open. Inside, there was no one, just dozens of family photos. Every photo showed the same woman, but in the newest picture, someone was standing behind her. The officer checked the date. It had been taken earlier that same evening. Suddenly, a loud bang echoed from the basement. The officers drew their flashlights and slowly walked toward the stairs. The officers slowly opened the basement door. The lights wouldn't turn on. Only their flashlights cut through the darkness. Then, they heard a phone ringing. It was coming from the far corner. One officer picked it up. The screen still showed 911 call active. No one had touched the phone. Suddenly, a woman's voice came through the speaker. She whispered, "You're too late." The line went silent. Seconds later, one officer noticed fresh, muddy footprints. They weren't leading into the basement. They were leading out. The footprints ended at a hidden door behind an old shelf. The door was slightly open. Inside, something moved. The officers pushed the hidden door open. It led into a narrow tunnel beneath the house. The air was cold. One flashlight suddenly flickered. Then, they heard footsteps ahead. "Police! Don't move!" No answer. The team rushed forward. At the end of the tunnel, they found another door. It opened into an abandoned storm shelter. There was no one inside. Only a chair, a flashlight, and a phone still recording. The screen showed a live security camera. Someone was watching the officers. From inside the house, the radio suddenly crackled. A deputy upstairs shouted, "Someone just walked through the front door." The officers turned and sprinted back toward the tunnel. The officers raced back through the tunnel. The front door was still open. The living room was empty, but the 911 phone was gone. One officer noticed fresh, muddy footprints leading outside. They followed them into the backyard, where they found the missing woman. She was hiding behind an old storage shed, shaking, terrified. She whispered. He kept watching the house, waiting for me to answer the door. Police searched the neighborhood all night. Whoever had been inside had already disappeared. Days later, investigators reviewed the home's security footage one last time. At 11:52 p.m., the front camera captured a shadowy figure walking toward the porch. The video froze. Just before the face became clear, the case was never solved. Would you have answered the door? Let me know in the comments.